Welcome back, everybody, to Sanity Lost, the podcast where I notoriously forget what my opening comments are, but today I remembered them.
Oh man, because I had a good one today if you forgot.
Well, we might do a second episode depending on time, so you can save it for that one.
Time's not looking good so far.
Well, we'll see. But anyway, yeah, this session might also be a little goofy, which may explain why everything to start was a little bit more difficult to get started, because I only got like 4 hours of sleep.
Oh,
Oh no.
that is not great.
What happened?
Yeah. The apartment's fire alarm went off at 2 a.m.
No.
Yeah, so I went outside and I'm like, this is cool. I was really confused, and I was like looking, and I didn't know if it was just like a unit smoke alarm going off, which is confusing in its own right, but no, it was the hallway blaring, and I'm like, wow.
Jeez.
This sucks. And so like where my apartment is, I can see where the fire department is. And I'm like, is this real? And then as I went to go look, I just see the garage door slowly open. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that
Let's
sucks.
go outside. Go outside. They're like, okay, it's something in the basement. And they try to get in the basement, and the key that they have to get in the basement magically doesn't work.
What?
Who was it that was trying to get in the basement?
The fire department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so apparently I think at least this place, I think emergency services has a code or some sort of key to access like locked areas in case they have to do specifically this. And yeah, the key that's in there did not work, and we're all like, that sounds like a code violation.
You guys not have
anyway,
like a property manager on site?
Nope. And they were asking us like, so do you guys have like a person you can contact? And we're like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Like there's no one. We have no way to contact. Yeah.
Jeez.
And so they looked around. They finally found like a little window that they could look in, and they're like, okay, that we don't see any signs of smoke or fire, so we think everything's okay.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just gonna.
I would have been like, get one of those big axes and break the door down, and then
yeah, well,
they can, the property manager can fix it.
Yeah, waking up from a dead sleep to that brain was like not working.
Yep.
And so they set it. They're like, okay, we're just gonna reset the alarm, everything, but like everything that we can see, like they did a whole perimeter and checked, and we're like, hey, everything looks fine. We're like, okay, and so like we all get picked in and we go to bed.
What time did you get back into your
To
apartment?
only have it go off again an hour later.
No. This reminds me of like trauma from college, where I think the same thing happened like 3 nights in a row, and like I'm like getting flashbacks from this story.
Is that when you decided to move off campus?
Probably. Because it's traumatizing to wake up in the middle of the night with 100 of your peers and not be dressed appropriately and have to rush outside and stand there while you're all in weird pajamas. That's traumatizing when you're 18 years old.
All of us, like, because we're all adults, we're just like, really? And I think all of us, like, nobody rushed to get out. Like, we all like, all right, let's put on some clothes. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, I am not walking out there the way I'm dressed. My shorts and shirt are right here, and my sandals are right there. Sure, let's grab my keys and my phone. Why not? I can't really get anything else out. And so, yeah. And then it went off again at like 3 o'clock.
No.
And the fire chief lives right across to the street as well. And he's like, hey, we obviously, like, we need to get in there, but we can't. And like we looked at it, like there's obviously no signs of actual fire, otherwise the apartment would have been gone already.
You guys would have been dead. Sorry.
He didn't say that. That's me filling in.
You guys never would have made it out, so.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I'm not going to reset it because it's just going to go off again in like
An hour?
an amount of time. It's like, so yeah, I'm just going to silence it. And so it's just like he did that, and then we just have like strobe lights blaring in the hallway, and I'm like,
gosh.
all right, just nice.
So it's
Here- And
then
essentially just going off, but not
no
making
sound.
the noise.
Hear the sound of the
Jeez.
strobes firing.
Yeah. Well, no, it was.
At least
Yeah,
most of the strobes I've seen when they've been doing testing in different buildings, they are, even if the alarm itself is not triggering, the strobes themselves firing has a pretty significant sound to it already, or noticeable sound if you're listening.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything. I just went back in, and I'm like, my fan's off. Turn my fan back on.
Like,
And,
Capacitor charge and trigger over and over again for the strobes.
Yeah.
and then I was late to work because when it was time to wake up, I was like, well, this is terrible.
Yes. That does sound terrible. I think I would have just stayed awake at that point. I don't think I would have gone back to sleep.
Well, not all of us can work from home.
That is true. That is true.
So,
We had a
Well,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
we had a fire alarm at PlayOnCon a few years ago, middle of the night. That's what
Dang it, chameleon.
the middle of the night fire alarms are the ones that are just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my experience last night. I was just like, is this real? Do I actually have to get up? Fine. Guess I'll go downstairs. And I was
Yeah.
like this. I was like the second person out. I'm just like, alright.
So
And so-
annoying. Well, hopefully they fix it today.
I'll find out. The lights weren't a club. It wasn't like a club walking in the hallway.
All
So,
right. All right. That's something.
so, you know, it's also something. Chapter 9, baby. We're going back to college.
Yeah.
I got music
Speaking
here.
of,
What?
I was
Speaking of
telling
what?
I was telling you a traumatizing college story.
Yeah. And that's how we're going to start this all off. What is everyone's traumatizing college stories?
Oh, that is a question and a half.
And that's why some of us, and by some I mean one, became a psychology major.
Yeah, too many college trauma stories.
No, it's because it's that easy one that they think will apply to everything in real life, then find out that nobody cares.
Yeah.
Unless you're
just like
actually going
philosophy.
and being a psychologist, but
I was gonna say that's what I did. Thank you very much, sir.
but most people take psychology and then realize that like none of the other jobs that they want that make all the money care about psychology.
The job that I have that pays our bills.
Hey, if
Not
it's going to
enough.
say anything, I'm pretty sure John and I have the same degree,
Yes.
and we both don't work in that field.
yes.
I was gonna say, what are you dissing on my degree for?
Oh, mine has even less value.
Yeah.
That's why I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I thought I needed it. And then once you get fired and no one hires you again, you're like, oh,
Oh,
Neat.
actually,
now what?
guess I'll go work a regular job.
Yep. So, but anyway, if you guys have listened to the end of chapter 8, where we do our normal epilogue, I have to do a quick retcon, which I told these guys about, where in short, I gotta scroll up and find it. I think I said it was October 4th, and like midnight and Percy walked out of the woods. And then like people were like, clowns! Pretty much it is Percy, that whole thing happens except for students yelling clowns on October 2nd. Percy walks out of the woods on a pretty much late Sunday night, Monday morning. It is very questionable, so it's either October 2nd or October 3rd. As we see Penn State College, which I spent our normal ramble time that Elizabeth hates to find out what college this event actually happened on. But anyway.
And just to note, it was the campus I told you it was on from the beginning.
Debatable. Wasn't recorded. No one can prove it. So.
I don't know what
We're
you
on
talked
main
about.
campus, in case anyone wants to know.
The problem was there was no, and I looked it up and I didn't see one that, I didn't know University Park was also called main campus because I never looked at Penn State. I found out they had a football team. I'm joking. I'm gonna get
They're gonna come for you now, Dave.
I'm gonna get that fun nerd jock combo coming after me.
Lion crazies.
I was gonna say, nothing else we've said is gonna bring as much hate as that one statement.
Hey, a view's a view.
It's true. Get into the rage bait.
Anyway,
Title of the episode: Penn State doesn't have a football team.
We're gonna go viral overnight.
I'm gonna write that down. Penn State has no football team. Quote, Elizabeth.
No.
Instagram handle. I don't think she has any other social media.
No.
Anyway,
No,
but anyway, the weather here is crisp. It's like if anyone has never spent an early October time in Pennsylvania, it is a fun mixture of summer's dying tantrums and winter's like, hey, I exist, depending on what time of the day it is. And then it just keeps getting colder as it goes on, which I like. I like it cold. But anyway, we have this here as we're actually in the middle of our 2016 fall year, as we actually are gonna, like, we go down the hallways into some classroom. I'm not even gonna say what hall or place it is because I didn't do enough research to find out where they teach classes. In fact, the class we're going into, if it's real, well, it wouldn't be the first time I made a joke or something up and it turned out to be real. As we see, like, on maybe a schedule written that the theory of local legends, taught by Professor Pittman. And pretty much we're in the middle of a class as pretty much we see Professor Pittman, who is an older man, balding, glasses, has like the I forget what that fabric is called. It's not like flannel, but it's
Quill.
Corduroy?
Quill. Yeah, quill. Like a quill sweater vest. He's sitting there. He's a little overweight and wrinkly, and he's got like the small, like, kind of round glasses that, I don't know, in my mind, I think Theodore Roosevelt also wears, and he's just like, kind of is like, and this is why we've got to look at the theories of the local legends to find out the importance of storytelling. Because not all history is found within the books. And like as he's sitting there, we like kind of scan the crowd, and You know what? Everyone but the one person. Give me a roll-off. Just find out who we're introducing first.
Everyone but the one person.
Everyone but the one person. Everybody knows what the one person is.
Well, we know what the one person is, but does everybody else?
Well, we'll find out.
I don't know that
that's
it matters to everyone else.
That's a 58.
72.
58. 72. Okay, well, what weird seasonal character are you bringing in now, Nite?
Hey, yo, I'm Lance Lente here, and your left wing on the Lions, getting some hockey going, just chilling here in this local legends class, getting some nice cred for my GPA, make those scouts happy.
I hate
Prospects
you
are looking
already.
good.
Creds. What are you talking about?
Somebody who has never been or hasn't been in college for a very long time.
I took college classes in high school, that's about it.
Wait, you have to describe your character, because no one else can see him.
Oh, I mean, it's typical hockey player,
No.
Tall, great looking, long flowing, bright orange hair. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, best looking hockey players around here.
How many broken noses does he have?
Things happen, but, when you look this good, broken nose just makes it that one notch better.
I'm reading this book called The Lonesome Dove. And one of the characters, it's like a Western book. And one of the characters breaks this other character's nose. And he's like freaking out. And he's just like, what the heck? Why'd you break my nose? And he's like, don't worry. In a couple of years, you'll actually look attractive. And the ladies will actually want to talk to you. I'm going to learn your manners.
See, around the ice, a broken nose just means you know how to carry yourself well, and you're not afraid to get right up in there.
Mm-hmm. All right. And not too far from him, we see pretty much this kid that I don't know, he looks pretty much like he looks well off and like is dressed pretty well. I guess people kind of look at him as preppy, but if you look at him closer, he's got major bags under his eyes and a distinct odor, one of a certain recreational drug smell, as Dawson Roberts turns around. Oh, what a name! Turns around and he's just like, "Hey, Lance, did hockey? Did you do it?"
Do what? What are you talking about?
Oh, you know.
Why are you talking to me again?
Look, I just want to know if you fight.
I mean, if there's a fight that needs to be fought, then I'm not going to back down from it.
I fought once, and he passes out. I also haven't been in college for a long time.
I don't know why we picked this setting. Only half of us know what it's like to go to college.
Because it would be funny. It's funny, haha. It's like this stereotypical Hollywood production where it's like, we're playing teenagers. Everyone is 37.
Hello, fellow kids.
Hey, Elizabeth. We see your character probably somewhere on the opposite side of this place.
Yeah, so as
go
the
ahead.
camera pans over, you see this very pretty, blonde-haired, dark brown-eyed, slight, but like mildly athletic, like the type of girl that spends her time doing like yoga and Pilates and like thinks that she works out. You can tell that she has spent a considerable amount of time placing every hair to look perfectly messy. And she is just looking very bored. And so going between like just like staring off into the distance to like pulling out her phone and absentmindedly texting. Every once in a while you may notice that she leans over to a brunette sitting next to her to like whisper and point. So as she's like watching, she like catches movement across the room and like sees Dawson pass out. And so if you were paying attention, you would like watch her snicker and like, you know, elbow her friend to essentially like make a comment, some sort of snarky comment. She's really not paying attention. And if you're really watching her, you will notice that every once in a while she'll stop and start staring a few rows down to a fairly built young man whose name is Adam, and he is the reason that she is in this class, as she is doing everything in her power to catch his eye.
Okay. There he is. I posted him in the Discord.
Oh gosh.
Oh, is that Adam?
I'm not even gonna look at that. Not even looking.
We normally don't share the gifts that we put in the Discord, but it's a super mutant from Fallout 4. Oh wait, I thought of a better one. I'll put it later when everyone else is talking. And so Professor Pittman, he continues on, and one thing that all you guys notice in this classroom is that he is notorious for carrying around this large leather trunk on wheels. No one ever sees him opening it, but it's just, and no one ever sees him like separated from it, but it's always just there. And it's like you kind of see it sitting near like the edge of his like desk podium thing as he's continues to give his lecture, and he's like, throughout this whole year we've been, I don't remember, that's what his voice was, whatever. Throughout this whole year we've been looking at local legends, from cryptids to the Bigfoot to even some of the local legends across the sea. However, there are just as many legends here in this very state of Pennsylvania. And that is what your guys' final is going to be. Now I know it's a little bit early, but it's because some of these things a little obscure. You might find some sources in the Petty Library. Once again, I've never been to Penn State, don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but guys, just remember, Penn State doesn't have a football team. But yeah, so you could start there, but pretty much the rest of this time is going to be devoted to your research and digging up and submitting a report on these local legends. And to make sure that, I don't know, the wealth of groups will be fair, these, they've already been picked. What do you want?
I'm sorry, did you just say groups and research?
Yes. Is there a problem?
This is not what I signed up for. They told me this was gonna be an easy class. I don't work with other people.
Well, you're not going to make it far in life, whatever your last name is. I forgot. I forgot, not the teacher. Wait, what was it?
Simmons.
You should be like, I don't work with ugly people.
Hold up a second.
And then look around the like class disdainfully.
That's what I should say.
Yeah.
I didn't realize your last name is the same last name is the other character that isn't? That has
Oh,
not been
it is.
introduced? Whatever, it's
You
not
have to
that.
change that.
No, we're not changing it. There can be multiple people. Simmons is like the Smiths of central Pennsylvania. But anyway, Miss Simmons, you're gonna have to learn to work with other people at some point in your life, and well, if you wish to not participate, well, I can fail you. That's right. This will be half your grade. And trust me, I understand that some of these tales might be a little bit hard to research. And so I am a little bit, let's say, easier than some of the other professors here. However, if you show that you don't do your work, and if the participation report from your other group does not show that you did anything, then, well, so long. Like, I will fail you, and the rest of your class, the rest of your team will go on. So, let's go on. And he starts, like, writing on the board, like, different names and everything, and it's just like, hold on, I have some of these written down. Like, you see,
And so as he's doing that, Ashley, like, is, like, angrily whispering to Amber next to her, and they're, like, scheming. You know, like, she's saying things like, well, if we have to work in a group, then there's no way I'm working with anyone else but you. And maybe we can get rid of it. It's like she's just having this, like,
Girlfriend.
conversation.
I'm gonna give
while
her
this is
vocal fry.
happening.
I know. We're gonna, like, definitely be in the group. For sure. We're like a package deal.
Please, that needs to be her voice.
It is. So, did you talk to Adam?
That is the only way that this will be worth it. We need to get to him before anyone else does. And she, like, picks up her phone and she DMs him. Instagram was a thing in 2016. Yeah, totally. So she, like, DMs him. And she's like, hey, to Adam.
Yeah. What's up?
Does he respond?
I don't know. Sure. Hold on. Roll luck.
Why does
Okay.
Adam sound like Peter Griffin?
I was going to say, Adam has to sound cool, Dave.
I don't know. It's the first one that came to my head. Besides when Peter Griffin's just like, hey there, Lois. How you doing?
Okay, yeah. So that was a 45 under 65.
I'm trying to think. The first, like, cool voice that popped in my head was a form of Ashley's, just like, yeah, hey, how you doing there?
Just talk normal. It's fine.
No, I like this.
I don't. I really don't.
Adam's
You're
off the
never
menu
gonna be able to
now.
remember it.
I know I'm not going to remember that one. I think I'm going to remember, like, oh my gosh, girl. Get
That
on.
one's, yeah, we can do that one. You're going to remember that for sure.
But Adam's
We're
off the
gonna
menu
kill
for
off
you
Amber.
now.
He probably can't
Oh,
even
man.
do it again.
Hey, how you doing there? Oh, if we really want to make a real fun voice. Hey,
No. She would not be into that person.
Rainbow connection. Oh, that's what I should have made Dawson's voice.
Too bad Sadie's a girl, because that's what the nerd boy character needs to sound like. Okay, so I rolled 45 under 65.
And he texts back, sup?
She, like, gets all excited, shows Amber, and then she's like, totally need to be in a group together.
And then, like, you just see, like, ... like, something's, like, being texted, and then, like, I don't know. If you guys look up, you see, like, written, like, on the board, like, a couple things that stand out. Like, pretty much the Pennsylvania Gates to Hell, which is a real thing. So, the abandoned oh shoot, I remember what it was, and then my brain immediately forgot it. The abandoned nuclear jet facility. There's like another one that says the Phantom Train, and so like there's like stuff like that going on there, and you see like kind of names being like kind of scribbled. None of them really stand out because, as we determined before we hit record, this is like a class of 50 to 70 people. And then what's Lance thinking right now?
Oh man, I want that train thing. Sounds cool. I want to be on that one.
Dude, man, I could ride the train. Oh yeah. It's just.
Why are you talking to me, dude? We're not friends. Go away.
Oh no, man, I'm friends with everybody. Everyone's friends under the great insert drug name here. Under the great shroom. The mother shroom connects us all.
Okay, can we also tell that Dave knows nothing about
I don't know anything about
vernacular?
drugs.
Paraphernalia.
No. I never claimed to. Even if I wanted to, I have no clue where to buy it. So, anyway, he's just like,
oh,
he
so that's
says,
all that's keeping you from trying to get out. I see. Now we know.
Yeah, well, no, actually, there is a funny story. When I went to TwitchCon, like they wanted to go to a dispensary. What I don't even pronounce that right. And I was like, sure. Dispensary, yeah. And like, yeah, I'll go. And then it was like, I walked in, and then I found out that I had to like give like ID to go in. Like they needed like to write that down. I'm like, I didn't want to get in that bad. So I just sat in the lobby while other people went in and like bought all their drugs because it was legal there and not where they were from.
Dave's like,
But
don't you
anyway.
put me on a list.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
exactly
going on a
what I was
list.
thinking. I'm like, I'm not going on a list. But anyway, so all that was going on, and yeah, we start seeing names, and he's just yeah, and then like your phone, Lance, maybe your phone like kind of goes off. I don't know. Do you check it or?
Yeah, I look at my phone like, wow, what's this?
And it's just it's like one of your teammates, Jimmy John's. That's a sandwich place.
Yeah.
Jimmy John's.
Jimmy John's is clearly a
There
center.
are way too many names in this episode.
But anyway,
Jimmy John's
like,
is clearly a
his name
center.
doesn't-
He's gonna be fast.
Yeah, we're gonna give him the very complicated name of Teammate A. As pretty
He's
much
just
you.
a number in his phone. He hasn't even
Yep.
saved him with a name. It's just a number.
I asked what kind of person Lance was, and Nite said yes to both.
He is a jock, but for his team, like hockey is very much a very close team sport. He would have all his teammates in his phone.
All right.
Okay.
So here, I'll give you a name
Wayne
for him. Reese.
Gretzky.
If,
Ooh,
if
that's
he's
a good
getting a
name. I
text
like
from
that
Wayne, man, he's answering that instantly.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's Reese. Just like, dude, have you heard these reports of these like clown things just showing up all over the country and the world?
No,
And I want everybody. I want everyone to know that, like, at this time in the world, there were multiple clown sightings. It was a very viral thing. There was tons of YouTube videos of clowns just showing up and like as people were walking and everything. Yep. It was very much a viral kind of phenomenon that was happening at this time. This is not me purposely like, hey, we'd had clowns this whole time. It's this was a actual historical thing that may have been a conversation between college students, because I remember having this conversation with people at work. So anyway, go ahead.
It's really weird. What do you make of it, dude?
I think it's just like a bunch of freaks, like probably hitting the same stuff Dawson has. Hey, look at this video, and like he sends you like a video of one of them, and like maybe just from the thumbnail before hitting play. I don't remember how the internet worked on smartphones back at that time, but
it wasn't that long ago. It still worked the same way. You hit your screen and it took you to a video.
I didn't know if it auto-played or if it would show like a screenshot or a thumb. Like, that's pretty much what it was.
I mean, in
but
class,
anyway,
it'd
it's
probably
just
be set to show a slideshow.
Yeah.
This phone is from
pretty much
2009. It's still the same tech.
No, it isn't. Technology is not the same. It's all VR. See, I just got to plug this right in my head. And now I'm Johnny Tsunami. Anyway,
the video.
He's the other professor. But yeah, you see like pretty much headlights hitting like what like a little thumbnail where it's just the pretty much when I was saying I wasn't sure how it worked. I didn't know if like the link would have just been a link and then would have shown like the video thing. I didn't know if that came in later updates or not. But anyway, you see a picture of like it's definitely dark headlights and then what looks like a figure of a clown, but it's so small. And at that point you hear like this clap as Theodore, he's not here.
Yeah. That we know of.
Theodore's in the box.
Yeah, Professor Pittman
Is Theodore.
Professor Pittman turns around and is like, and these are the pretty much the groups and the subject matter. And Miss Simmons, as you were probably already trying to figure out, no, you are not with your friends, and this was already a pre-organized group. Now, I won't say that groups can't work together, because some things might have some spillover. But, hey, this is a time to work outside of your comfort zone and find the information. And he's like, and with this, you guys can end early. I suggest that you meet your groups. And on the wall, you guys, on the like chalkboard, as he kind of starts shuffling out, you guys see in your group is Lance. I don't. Is it? What is your last name? Is it
Lente.
Seasons as well?
Lente.
Lente.
It's
Is that
Dutch
like
for
Canadian for season?
no, it's Dutch for spring.
That was close. So yeah, we see Lance Lente. We see sorry, this window is not being cooperative. There we go. We see Ashley Simmons. We see Dawson Roberts. And the last one, Sadie Simmons. And maybe at this point, in your disappointment, Ashley, you look down and you spot the. I don't know what I'm not gonna paint what your opinions of Sadie, but judging from what it was never. I'm gonna assume it was. If you knew of her, it wasn't kind. But I'll let you paint that picture as we go on. But you guys see pretty much a like mousy kind of looking girl with like probably maybe like a bob cut, like that's brown and just very much like turtleneck and like other stuff that's just like or like pretty much clothing that is like.
She's like wearing a turtleneck with one of those like hand crocheted vests, and she has like a high-waisted khaki skirt, and she wears a backpack that's too big for her, and she like carries a bunch of books.
It's a
with
JanSport.
Yes, totally a dance floor. And it's like too full, and she's like carrying books, and she has like stockings pulled up to her knees with like big chunky like
And thick frame glasses, like
yeah.
big nerd glasses. But anyway, and so so while you figure out how you want to interact with her, Dawson turns around and is like, man, look, we're on the team, don't ya? Friend skis.
Lance just rolls his eyes very obviously. Sees Ashley on the other side of the room and, at least there's my candy. And
Old Ashburger? Might have to go fight the football boys for that one.
they're pushovers.
Dawson's my favorite.
And then we'll say at this point, Sadie. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
What is our subject that's on the board?
I was gonna let you guys meet, and then I was gonna tell you. But yeah. So Sadie, like, she comes over. She's like, oh, hi, Dawson. Hey, Lance. I guess I'm looking forward to work with you. And Dawson's just like, Sadie, what's up? I don't know who you are. You will. And he's like, man, pretty good team so far. And as yeah, like what is Ashley doing?
She's very angry. So she like sits in her chair for way longer than she should. Like everyone else is like moving, and she's like angrily sitting glaring at Professor Pittman, and looks like over at them, and then turns to Amber and she's like, I can't.
It's okay.
Do you see who's over there?
John loves this voice. I think this is John's favorite types of episode. He doesn't actually have to do anything for a while, and then he just gets to have like laugh at everything else. He had. There was another episode, I forget which one it was, where it was the same thing, where I think when he was playing Skip, and like Skip didn't have to do anything for like the whole episode.
Laugh at everything else.
Do you see what I'm stuck with?
Yeah, don't worry. And actually, you looked at the board. You know, just give. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be a spot hidden, but yeah, give me a spot hidden with like, because in your shock, but give yourself like 20% because you're like scanning the board.
All right. 20%?
Amber,
yeah, 20% extra.
Okay.
I have a sense of what's coming here.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's 2 off. I'm just gonna use luck. So that's a 4.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
It's pretty much how long, because I'm assuming you're looking where Adam is.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
who he's with.
And
So it's pretty
Amber,
much
too.
just, yeah, pretty much you were trying to, it was just, don't spend luck on it. It was just
Okay.
how long it's taking you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And like as like groups are starting to meet up, and you see that you're Ashley. Amber and Adam. Oh my goodness, you chose 3 A names. Adam and Amber and Adam are in the same group.
Do
Oh,
it.
she's like, girl.
Do it.
How? Okay,
Don't.
listen. You have got to name drop, okay? This is the best opportunity if I'm not in the same group as him. Okay, you've got to have my back.
Don't worry.
Amber and
Girlfriends
Adam-
for life.
Amber and Adam are getting together.
No, what do you think this is? Some sort of stereotypical thing? That's right. I have the ability to break the 4th wall.
I think it's gonna take Professor Pittman like saying something for Ashley to actually move. Like she is not wanting to move to her group.
And yeah, like as Pittman, like as I said, he was like kind of getting ready to like, he was pretty much packing everything up, and he looks up, and like some of the people, like you can already see some of the groups forming off, and he looks up and he's just, Ashley, man, everyone else's voice is so fun, and I keep forgetting what his voice is. Just like, Ashley, if you don't remember, if you don't work with your group, you could fail the class. So
she like in a huff, like picks up. She has like this like beautiful backpack. So she like slings it over one shoulder and kind of like flips her hair, and she like looks at Amber and she's like, pray for me. And she like walks over towards the group.
as you hear, hey.
I think
Hey.
Lance would definitely have clocked the hair toss. So as Ashley approaches the group, he's also going to do this, kind of flick his hair back too, and let the waves flow. It's like,
And
it's
go
like,
ahead.
oh, hey Ashley, how you doing?
Well, I just want this to be over as quickly as possible. And she like plops down. Does she know any of these people?
Well,
Like
you said
or like just from like she's probably seen them and judged them in
I
her
think
head,
you like I'm assuming, and I'll let you guys figure that out as time goes on. There's probably like you probably know of the other teams, and so you might recognize Lance from just being in close kind of close proximity where they practice, even though the football team's not a real thing. And there's that, and then what else? You did say that you had opinions on Sadie. So
yeah, I mean,
Dawson,
she's
I feel like
totally,
is one of those
judged her from just looking at her. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like Dawson's like one of those people that like even if people don't know who he is, people somehow know who he is.
Yeah.
And so like as he sits down, he's like, Ashdog Millionaire, what's up? What?
We're not doing that.
I wouldn't
Too
bother.
late.
I keep trying to tell him that it doesn't sink in. He has no personality.
What do we have to
we're
do
aware of.
here? Because I have places to be, and here is not one of them. And she like pulls out this like very expensive like leather notebook and her like fancy pen, and she's
Moleskin.
like, yeah. She's like, yeah.
And like Sadie looks up at the board and she's like, I don't think I've ever heard of this one. Cutter's Cabin.
Dave.
That was the.
Elizabeth knows what it is.
Well, I'm trying to remember for sure which one it is.
One from the very, very, very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Right, there we go. I was thinking, for some reason, thinking it was with Gravity Clot. With,
Oh no, that was Concrete City. Actually, you see Concrete City on the wall.
There. Nice.
On the wall as well.
Nice.
I think something else you guys would also see is like now I'm like remembering different thing. Like another one would be shoot, where'd it go? Is it this one? Nope. Yeah, no, Gravity Clot was not, that cabin wasn't, like, big enough for local legends. It was also new enough for people, like, would know what was going on. But, there would be you see the Jim Thorpe, revival, which would have been chapter 6.
So, with seeing the Cutter's Cabin and Sadie saying, yeah, I don't know this one, Lance is going to be like, hey, Prof, can you at least give us a pointer where we might find a little bit about this Cutter's Cabin place?
Yeah, it's this one might be a little bit more the obscure, but it's in a little town called Centralia. I believe the library has some books in Centralia to take care of that, and
I guess Centralia sounds familiar to me.
well, I can't answer that, and that's as much as I can help you. And from there, while you guys cut, where we're gonna cut, to where. Let's switch the song. As we see, so John, who do we see walking down the paved streets of Penn University?
We see a kind of disheveled and worn-looking Percy Flanagan back out in the real world.
Aye. And pretty much, from what we see of Percy, like, he's walking through there. Like, there's definitely, like, some students that are kind of, like, see him and kind of give him a wide berth of just, like, okay, don't know who this guy is, and...
Percy's totally oblivious to everyone around him, not paying attention to anybody, just focused on his destination.
Yeah. Give me a luck roll.
He does not have a lot of luck. Oh, that was a 2 under 41. Where was that last time?
I was gonna say.
No, that was on course for August.
August.
On Rar, yeah.
Yeah, on par. And like you're walking through, and like you don't recognize a lot of things. Like you don't recognize this at all. Like you don't recognize the clothing. You don't recognize like the hairstyles. You don't. Like maybe you hear some music and you don't recognize. But like as you're going through there, like this like thought comes into your head where you remember you were sent to this specific time for a reason. And you kind of feel like you're being guided towards a building. What does Percy do?
Do I have any sense of what is guiding me?
It kind of feels like a tugging like on your wrist, like someone's like kind of holding your hand and like kind of like it's not like your hand is like out in front of you, but it's just like you feel like kind of like this light kind of grip on in your hand and on your wrist, kind of just like as you maybe come to an intersection, you feel like your arm kind of move like, oh, turn to the left. Go to the right.
Can I do a Cthulhu mythos check to try and see if I can get a sense of like if this is real or madness or an entity, whatnot?
I'm gonna find out he put all 300 points in.
I did not. I put some in there, but not a lot. I've only got 50.
That's okay. We just reduce the sanity.
Yeah, there you go. That is a 44 under 50.
You know what? Normally people would say, like, a lot of people would say, like, no, you can't have that much mythos, but I'm like, you know what? I think...
I was gonna say, like, Percy being
like,
where he was, like, he's very well versed in
I think...
the crazy.
I'm glad John thought of it, because, like, as I'm sitting here, like, no, this would make sense, and if I didn't... If there wasn't a bunch of other stuff going on, I would have probably told him to do the same something similar.
Yep.
But anyway, you feel this grasp and stuff as like you hear you realize that this guiding is familiar, and you feel safe as you hear kind of like in your ears, just like, Percy, trust the guide.
Percy kind of like just subtly nods to himself and follows the direction.
And after a couple minutes, he is guided to the Patti Library. And with that, I'll see you next week.
Yo, man, that was like a great episode 1 for the chapter, dude.
Go smoke up and think about it, man.
Gonna roll all the shrooms.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think you rolled shrooms.
I know. I said that one on purpose.
Well, you do now.
And remember, everybody, Penn State has no football team.
Really a
And
shame.
if they did, they would
You would
be
think that such a
terrible.
big university would have a football team. I don't get it. But hockey's better anyway, so there you go.
They have a
Yes,
badminton.
Penn State, well known for their hockey team.
They're synchronized swimming.
Oh god.
Probably have that too.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.